Well, I think we're going to see that ratcheted up massively as we get closer to that time. It's going to be another reason to create massive fear and anxiety. And I must say that I have a kind of a different view of 2012. You know, I call it the if you like, the spiritual Y2K. If we're not careful. And I think it's being turned into that in the reasons that you're talking about. This apocalyptic, the clock is ticking. We're coming to the midnight, as they say. There is, without question, an energetic change going on of enormous magnitude. And the first book I ever wrote on these subjects, after my own extraordinary awakening in 1989, 1990, when the top of my head blew off, was called Truth Vibrations. And the reason it was called that was that I understood from that early time that there was a vibrational change coming within my lifetime. There was no sign of it in 1990, I can tell you, but my goodness me, is it obvious now if you know where to look. And that this vibrational change was going to bring to the surface all that's remained hidden. That which has been happening in secret was going to be brought to the surface by this vibrational change, and it was going to act like a spiritual alarm clock for those that were ready to be awakened. And that's why I called it Truth Vibrations. And so I should be someone, of all people, given that background, who should be jumping on 2012 and the Mayan calendar and saying, hey, look, see, it's correct, it's like what I said. But I think there's a lot of disinformation with regard to all that, and I'm absolutely giving it no focus myself in terms of 2012 and sometime in 2012 when this is all supposed to happen. What I am focusing on is the fact that there is a extraordinary energetic change happening, which is, as your article points out that I've just been looking at, is manifesting. There's strange things happening in the sun, strange things happening energetically all round, and it does fit into what I understood was coming back in 1990, which was this energetic transformation, which was going to fundamentally affect the way humans experienced and understood reality in themselves. It was like a veil was going to be lifted, and this was going to make it happen. And it seems to me, Alex, that it's no coincidence that in this time of all times, it's when the forces of control and suppression are, I would suggest, in a panic-stricken way, if you look beyond the calm arrogance at the front, desperately trying to impose more and more controls, the microchip population, so that they can get access to the body computer systems and manipulate us mentally, emotionally, and physically, and hold the vibrational expansion down from a distance. The way that they are using and planning to use HARP, which I feel strongly in some way interrelates with the chemtrails, in an effort to create like a sub-reality in the lower levels of the atmosphere where we live in and we experience, so that there is a mass of communications to the individual and collective human mind, David, to throw us off the path, to throw us off the awakening. And again, if you can stimulate, because in the end, you know, this body computer is a hologram, and a hologram is a illusory physical a body. It's not a real one, it's an illusory one. We decode vibrational and electrical information into holographic information. And so what we're looking at in the world, as we talked about with the book there, is a holographic world, a holographic body. But what that is, in its essence, is energy. And if you can manipulate that energy, you manipulate all levels of that energetic construct. 1 and 2 levels of it are electromagnetic and chemical. So you are affecting people emotionally. Just take a simple example. people take certain poisons and certain drugs which access the body computer chemically, and they have transformations of their emotional state. They can go wild. They can go wild with guns, like some of these people on Ritalin and these other mind manipulating drugs they give to young people. They can go into mass depression, like some people do when they've been poisoned with mercury, etc. So you can access the body computer, which is multi-level, chemical, electromagnetic, energetic, holographic, from many different access points. And one of them is through radio waves, radio transmissions on the frequency that will sync with the body systems. And that's massively what HAARP is about, bouncing radio waves off the ionosphere and bathing this lower level of Earth reality with a mass of instructions and confusing information to destabilize and to misdirect the mind-body computer level of perception. Again, if you're coming from consciousness, you override that, but if you're caught in the body computer body mind level of perception, then you're caught in this web. And of course, I said to someone once, how do you affect all the fish? You affect the sea, then you affect all the fish. You don't have to affect every individual fish and go around manipulate them all. You just manipulate the ocean they're swimming through. And what is the symbolic ocean wisp they're swimming through? It's energy. It's electromagnetic fields, and this is all building up. All the things they're throwing at us, all the additives in food and drink, which again, as I said earlier, destabilize the body computer system, put viruses in effect on a chemical and electromagnetic level. All this together, because again, connect the dots, all this together is like a massive defense system against this awakening that this energetic change is bringing about. It's the irresistible force against the immovable object, except the immovable object, the manipulation, is not immovable.
energy.